Hello everyone, it's Random Video Peruser here, and I decided I want to talk about, an archetype I like for Yu-Gi-Oh! What else would I be talking about, eh? It's just something I feel like doing, so why the hell not, let's just get started, alright? No one shall ever know the truth behind that fateful day. Artorigus went forth to where the brilliant sword did slay. 'Twas the first of many feats so great, a legend through and through. We sing of him, Artorigus, the noble and the brave, from the tales of the noble knights. Okay, now that I'm done sounding incredibly stupid, for those of you who don't know what the noble knights are, they're an archetype that was released around a year or so ago. The first card came out in the Galactic Overlord pack, I believe, at least for the TCG. The very first card was Noble Knight Arturous, as you can see. Just a completely normal monster, 1800 attack and defense, wee poem for the card flavor text, It's a light warrior monster, level 4, so, not too bad, but on its own, absolutely nothing special. However, so another card in the archetype, Noble Knight Medraut, or was it Medraut? So here we have Noble Knight Mordred, everyone, and he's quite a powerful card for the archetype. Released, he was one of the first 3 or 4 released. At the time he didn't seem that powerful, fairly decent, but nothing you could really make an amazing deck out of, really. At least not with the cards that were out at the time, Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, all the really powerful staples in that. Noble Knight Medraut here shows off, one of the unique aspects of the archetype. For example, when it's on the field, it's treated as a normal monster, much like a Gemini. Unlike the Gemini monsters, however, you don't normal summon it again in order for it to gain an effect. What you need to do is equip it with a Noble Arms equip spell, which is obviously the archetype specific weapons they have, and that grants the Noble Knights their effects, if any. For Mordred here, it becomes a level 5 Dark Warrior instead of a level 4 Light Warrior, and once per turn, if you've got no other monsters on the field, you can special summon any Noble Knight from your deck in defense position, then destroy the Noble Arm that it's equipped with. Now this feels a bit like a fairly heavy cost depending on your equip spell. However, the Noble Arms, which I'll get into more detail with later on, are all able to re-equip themselves to a Noble Knight once per turn, which means you can equip it straight back to Mordred if you want, or give it to the Noble Knight you just summoned. The summoning opens up a lot of rank 4 or even rank 5 plays for the deck, and a typical opening play you'll see for the deck these days is, summon Medraut, equip it with anything that's not Excalibur, summon Boars with his effect, equip the destroyed arms to Boars, use his effect to mill some Noble Arms, put one back into your hand, use that to equip to Medraut again. You now have 2 level 5s to XC summon into one of their XCs, their boss monster, or even go into Freezer Dawn and then overlay Black Ray Lancer. Just a typical opening play. They could even just go for one of their rank 4 boss monsters. Well, their rank 4 boss monster, or any other rank 4 really. Medraut, it's what gives them their power, basically. If you don't get it first turn, chances are you're probably going to struggle a wee bit. At the moment the deck is fairly reliant on Mordred, but hopefully with new support coming out that won't be the case. Hopefully the deck won't become too broken otherwise, and yeah, next monster. Say hello to Noble Knight Gawayn. He's a fairly simple monster. If you control a light normal monster, you can special summon this card from your hand in face up defense position. So obviously it's there for the instant rank 4 Xyzes. There's no like limitations, so if you've got 3 Gawayns on the field and an Artorigus or any light normal monster, then you can even get 3 material rank 4s. So that's pretty nifty. And he's not limited to the Noble Knights either. You can splash it into, say, a hero deck that focuses on getting Neosalius out. That gives you instant Excalibur or Blade Armor Ninja, what have you. So he's probably one of the more splashable cards for the deck. For the deck itself, however, he's there to create the rank 4 boss monster, Artorigus, King of the Noble Knights. Other than that, there's nothing really much to say about him. I will note, however, that I personally like the wee details that closely match the Arthurian lore that this is obviously based off of. For example, his 1900 attack. Gawayn was known to be probably the strongest knight of the Round Table, even stronger than King Arthur, especially around midday. This is reflected in his attack stat 1900, which is higher than all the main deck level 4 monsters, and it's even reflected in Noble Arm Skeleton, the equip spell based on his sword, which grants a 1000 attack bonus, but it decreases in power every standby phase. Yeah, there's really not much to say about him. Instant rank 4, be a bit splashable, it's pretty cool. Moving on. Next up on roll call we have Big Noble Knight of Black, Laundsallyn. Alright there, Lancelot of the Lake. As you can see, he's quite a bit different from the last few monsters so far. Well, they've all been kind of different really, but this one's unique among the main deck monsters because so far he's the only one who's a level 5 Dark Warrior by default, which normally would mean he needs a tribute. However, you can send a face up light normal monster you control to the graveyard to special summon him. Technically it's still like tributing, but a lot easier to do, You can special summon him from the hand or graveyard as well, so even if you're better off trying to mill him in some form if you happen to be running him. That way it won't clog up the hand in any way. It makes for a good emergency beat stick since he has 2000 attack, equip him with Gallatin, whatever else you may have, and just hope he'll get the job done for you. You can tribute a Noble Knight monster to add a Noble Arms from your deck to your hand. It can only be used once per turn, and you can only have one face up Black Laundsallyn. He was basically the first searcher released for the archetype. He's definitely inferior to Boar's and his upgrade, Black Laundsallyn's upgrade, I should say. For what he has going for him, since he's always a level 5, you won't get screwed over by your opponent somehow getting rid of your Noble Arms to stop a rank 5 Xyz. Although granted, if he gets rid of all Noble Arms to put all your monsters to level 4, then that's kind of useless. But anyway, it means you don't need to use an extra equip spell to go for a rank 5 at any rate, and the search ability is not too bad really. He can tribute himself. As a side note, he also qualifies for all Noble Knight support since he does have Noble Knight in his name. Ignoble's probably just flavour text considering the lore, but he can tribute himself to give yourself an extra Noble Arm. Kinda bad if he's the only monster you have to have. However, you can special summon him through Mordred's effect. Then you can tribute Lancelot to add an extra noble arm. Helps set you up, but as far as searching goes, he's definitely the worst choice in the deck. I don't think many people actually bother to run him. I can see why, but I'll have at least one in my deck, cause, well, partly because I'm just weird like that, and partly because I don't think he's really that bad. At the end of the day, if the only thing you can do is summon a noble knight with no noble arms, and it's not Gawayn, then, well, hopefully that 2000 attack will get you somewhere. Then again, chances are, if that's the play you need to do, you don't even have a noble arm to use anyway. Kinda sucks. Well, that's Lancelot. We'll get back to him later. For now, let's go to the next monster. Okay, for now this will be the last monster I cover for this video, and it's Artorigus, King of the Noble Knights. So as you can see, King Arthur here got himself a wee bit of an upgrade. He's now a rank 4 Xyz monster, rank 4 light warrior. He requires 2 level 4 noble knight monsters to be summoned, and when he's Xyz summoned, you can target up to 3 noble arm equipped spells with different names in your graveyard and equip them straight to King Artorigus here. And once per turn, you can detach an Xyz material to destroy spell and trap cards on the field, up to the number of noble arm equips you've got. This is quite an amazing effect, and one of the more obvious reasons is that the way the effect works, you can't tell how many cards are going to be destroyed until the effect resolves. So this means that cards like Starlight Road or the Huge Revolution is over can't negate it, because they don't know how many cards will be destroyed until the effect actually happens, and by then it's too late for them to do anything. And you can also use the effect to destroy your own noble arms, which can let you reuse their effects or reset some effects. For example, I believe I mentioned earlier, Gawayn has you lose attack power during each of your standby phases. You lose 200 attack during each standby phase. If you destroy Gawayn and immediately re-equip it, you go back up to the 1000 attack point bonus, and you can reuse the effect of Caliburn once per. You can recover 500 life points once per turn, but by destroying the card then re-equipping it, you can reuse the effect again. It's quite a diverse effect, and since there's 5 equipped spells available to the Noble Knights at the moment, this card can potentially destroy your opponent's full back row. It's quite an amazing effect, as I've said like 5 or 6 times by now. And this card itself, while the base stats are very underwhelming, the equips themselves do grant attack bonuses amongst other things. So usually when this card summons, you end up facing a monster with at least 3000 attack, can be destroyed once per turn, and probably can't even be targeted either. And that's not even his final form, you know, obligatory meme reference. I'll be talking more about his upgrade in a later video, but for now, I think I've covered the first set that came along for the archetype, which for a while was all we had until they started releasing Boars and Dristan. There's quite a lot more to talk about, I suppose, at the moment. I'll cover the rest of the monsters in the next video, then I'll cover the noble arms. And yeah, that's it for now. I'm Random Video Peruser. I'm sorry you had to suffer through my incredibly boring ramblings. If you have to still be alive, I don't know, say you like the video, will make me feel happy, then I can release more and torture you some more. Yeah, I'm good at this. Anyway, see you guys later.